Right, Sunday the 6th of February 2011 already, and I'm at the furthest northern extremes of the network's southeast region, Huntingdon. Can't get much further north unless you go to Kings Lynn. So today we're doing Freewalk 31, approximately 11.5 miles of Huntingdon Circular. Come up this way because it's been pretty difficult trying to find a place where it's either not raining or the wind gusts are going to be too noisy for this camera. Still likely to be wind affected today, so have to put up with that, I guess. Could be pretty wet underfoot as we're going through water meadows, but at least the forecast is reasonable up here, with sunny intervals predicted this afternoon. So it's now 11:30. Should be done by about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Certainly hoping to be done by 5 to get on the return 5 o'clock train. About 10 minutes in and we come to the beacon on Castle Hills. Got a very noisy A road next to it, mind you. Also just been told by some anal rail worker at Huntingdon that I'm not supposed to record on the platform. Well, it's the first time I've heard that. Health and safety regulations apparently. Unbelievable, they don't think about that at the unmanned stations, I notice. The old bridge and mill, mentioned in point 2 of the text. River's quite high today, and in the distance there I can see water lying on the meadows, so that doesn't bode too well for the water meadow section down at Houghton Mill, or Horton Mill, however you pronounce it. The Church of All Saints, Hertford. The church has a very pleasant riverside setting. Unusual to come out the church door straight next to a river. There's actually a service going on as I speak. Church from another angle. Last paragraph of point 2, just about to walk past Hertford Marina, and luckily there's been some adjustments to the footpath here, and you don't appear to have to cross the busy A1123, so point noted. Just below the power lines mentioned in one of the points of the text, I forget which. Actually is a point. And one thing I would notice about this walk is I've never known such an area so security conscious. Video cameras everywhere, warning notices. Started off at the station. We really are worried and frightened of something up here. There's the water tower mentioned at point 3 in the text. As water towers are usually placed on the highest points in a locality. Just looked at the map and that's about 35 metres above sea level. So by contrast to last week's walk, where we were several hundred metres above sea level, just shows how low lying it is around here. Relatively easy walking on grassy footpaths so far. and along some roads, so pretty easy going, and it's not too damp underfoot either thus far, fingers crossed. Field full of llamas at approximately 27.8, 72.7 on the map. I'm able to record coordinates today because the lines of longitude and latitude are marked on this map. Isn't always the case. Looking back, once I've just come. Recommended lunchtime stop is the 3 Jolly Butchers. As usual, I won't be stopping there. Seems pleasant enough. Nice smell emanating from there. Sunday roasts. There's the alternative lunchtime pub, 3 Horseshoes, and the attractive village square mentioned in the text. As you can see, it's just gone 1. And this is actually Whiten, not Houghton as I originally thought. No, got that wrong. It's actually Houghton. The other pub's in Whiten. There's the old manor house in Horton. What a lovely Gothic door. And just opposite the manor house, you've got a very nice thatched cottage there, which apparently, according to a local, he's just told me, that's not that old. You can tell by the thatch, apparently. If it's not rugged, then it's quite modern. It's in the garden of a big house called the Elms, and I think these yellow ones are called Celandine. But in the background there, lovely massive snowdrops. Delightful. Okay, this is Sandy Lane. Mentioned in the text. It's a former railway line, quite obviously, and the railway was closed in '59, ran from Kettering through Huntingdon and St Ives onto Cambridge. And in the very far distance there, church tower. I believe that to be 6 Gates Weir. It's marked on the map. So we're going to be crossing over this branch of the Ouse soon. Catching up with the main river shortly. So the text refers to crossing a stile at 6 Gates Weir, but clearly it's not that one because that's bolted locked. So the reference must be to that stile that I've just crossed there behind me, and then the onward journey must be ahead towards that spire. That's the church, I believe, at Hemmingford Abbots. coming up to the footbridge mentioned in the text. Just stood on the bridge at Trout Stream Weir. Would have taken the line across the river, presumably. Information board here about Stone Gull Weir refurbishment scheme carried out by the Environment Agency. Yeah, I used to carry the Huntingdon East Coast Railway. Opened in 1847, closed in 59. About to enter the National Trust's Houghton Mill water closed meadow, and in the distance there is the mill, so I'm hoping that the tea shop might be open, or at least somewhere I can sit and eat my lunch. It's now coming up 2 o'clock and a bit peckish. Well, that's a lovely shot of the mill there. Sun's just trying to break through as well, which adds to the colour. There's another shot. Some geese over there. A nice spot over there. Potential eating place. I wonder. Could be that the tea rooms are closed, but there's still a table there. So we're now on the Ouse Valley Way, and by all accounts this takes us right back into Huntingdon. Tea rooms are closed. Not to worry. At least I've got an eating table. So, 2:15, lunch has been had, courtesy of the excellent dining facilities at the tea room, mill tea room. Not a bad little view. Wind's picking up, I notice, and the temperature's dropped a bit. Probably because I've cooled down, but wind is certainly picking up. So invariably rain's probably coming. So information here telling us the mill, Houghton Mill, is open from March 21st to October the 25th. And that's the symbol that we're now following. Ouse Valley Way, which is a footpath that's being worked on as we speak, with a plan to have in a footpath along the whole length. From another angle, Ouse Valley Way actually passes right underneath. Horton Lock, or Houghton, whichever way you want to pronounce it. we're headed over there towards that bridge in the distance. So here we are at the Reimers Weir. Which is back next to the Great Ouse now. This is the onward path after Reimers Weir. It's about 18 inches above the river level, so presumably after heavy rain or flooding you would not be able to walk this path. So there's a kissing gate which we do not go through. That's the start of Hertford Marina, mentioned in the text, on the opposite side of the bank, and I'm assuming just over there in the far corner is the metal gate referred to in the text, where we turn right into the nature reserve. Typical Ouse residence. Nice pub through there. Good position for river traffic. Anyway, I got that wrong about the kissing gate. You do go through it and continue on. I'll come to Manchester Nature Reserve. Another one of the very narrow little footbridges. And there's the faint footpath behind me, just having left the entrance of Hertford Marina, over in that corner. 3 o'clock now. Interesting. Godmanchester Nature Reserve, sponsored by Lafarge Aggregates. There's the memorial stone mentioned at point 6 in the text. So we head on that way, as opposed to that way. Not so many people around in here, which is better. Second part of this walk after lunch is much nicer than the first part, which was a bit built up and noisy for my liking. Those woodpecker holes bored in before the tree fell or after. Another large flooded pit with Godmanchester Church visible in the distance. Now very windy. Penultimate paragraph of point 6, and we're once again following the old railway line. Such a shame that these are all cleared. Got a distant drone of traffic again now. Another information board just outside St Mary the Virgin in Godmanchester. nearly 4 o'clock, so I'm on schedule. Some interesting council buildings here in Manchester. I think that says enlarged 1899. Next to a nice footbridge here which we're about to cross. Interesting sundial there as well. Nice vista from up here on that white footbridge. Another sluice. Certainly been plenty of water beside me today. At least that's the best place for it. It doesn't come out of the heavens. Brilliant. Interesting thatch there. Right, now entering Porthole Mellow. There's the railway there. There is a path across that bog there, just to the left of those new houses as mentioned in the text. Right, here we are, Main Square in Huntingdon. Just to add that the baker's oven has now become Greggs, but Costa and Starbucks are still present within 100 metres of that point. There's the museum over there, attended by the diarist Samuel Pepys. Interesting memorial here to the Battle of Inkerman, Sebastopol. So, back at Huntingdon, and after the shenanigans this morning, when I was told not to film on the platform, I won't bother now. Just to say that it's 4:15, so I've got 45 minutes to wait for the train back. So it's possible that those staff are not present now anyway, but I won't take any chances because I need to be on that train. Yeah, that was an interesting walk, about 12 miles I think in the end. A little bit urbanised at the beginning, but no problems with water underfoot. I mean, the intimation is in the text that it might not be possible in the winter. Well, it certainly is, with care obviously and attention to the weather. So that's another walk done. Freewalk 31, Huntingdon Circular.